What's good, everybody? Thank you guys so much for clicking on the video. I really appreciate it. I wanted to come down here real quick and give some updates on some stuff that's going on, okay? First, we got to start off with Karen. Now, as you guys know, yesterday, Karen was found guilty of a second DUI, okay? Um, After the verdict was read, usually when you have a court case with the justice system in the United States, they try to keep things very transparent. So what happens is if there's any case that has happened, usually after the verdict is read, there's a way that you can go and get footage of the evidence that was used in the case. Um, I think that Karen and her attorneys knew that this was coming down the pipe, and that is why they was trying to get everything thrown out so it wouldn't be used as evidence in the case, and with it being used as evidence it will be released to the public, or it would be people have public access to it, have access to it. And so yeah, on one hand, I do kind of feel for Karen on one hand, but on the other hand, Karen just hasn't really shown me any true remorse. I'm sorry. I think that when Karen knew how damning that evidence was that was coming out, that body cam, the way that the car looked, with everything that went on that night, I think that every time we saw Karen this season, Karen should have been crying, saying that she had a problem. And while she didn't have to admit anything during the accident or talk about the accident at any time, she could have got on the show and made it seem like that she had a problem that she needed to take care of. You know what I'm saying? But Karen was in the first scene. I remember the first scene that she had with Stacy. She was basically saying, "Yeah, girl, I can drink. I'm not gonna drink right now because I'm on medication. But yeah, ain't nothing wrong with me. I can drink." With that, I don't. It's just hard for me to feel. I'm upset that she's embarrassed and she's being making fun of. Not really upset. I'm not upset. I feel that she's embarrassed and she's being made fun of. But Karen, this is all you're doing. Had you took a different approach this season with your storyline and how you should have reacted to the second DUI or the potential second DUI at that time, I think that people would have been more lenient on you. But you made it seem like you didn't have a problem. Um, anyway, what do I think Karen's sentence will be? I don't think that she's going to see the whole 2 years. I doubt that she'll get the whole 2 years. I think that Karen will probably, at the most, I see them trying to make an example out of her and giving her about 30 days. And then the rest of what they give her probably will be community service. I think that she'll get that 30 days by the way that she was behaving with the police officers, by calling them poor and white, all of that behavior and stuff. That's why she'll get the time. But Karen has spoken. Okay. Now, according to People Magazine, let me pull it up. Shout out to shout out to Bob Wig Hello Drama. Okay. It says Real Housewives of Potomac star Karen Huger, disappointed after being found guilty of DUI, will respect the jury decision. Okay. Karen's still not being real. This is a generic statement. Karen Huger has been found guilty on nearly all counts after being charged with the DUI in Maryland in March. Although we are disappointed in the jury's verdict, we of course respect their decision and appreciate their time hearing our case. The Real Housewives of Potomac star A. Scott Bolden tells People exclusively in a statement. Bolden, a partner at Reed Smith Law Firm, adds, "We continue to reserve Mrs. Huger's rights to an appeal and intend to to pursue justice on her behalf. We appreciate your supports and prayers of Mrs. Huger and her family at this time." We reserve Mrs. Huger's rights to an appeal. Appeal for what? We've already saw the evidence. We've already saw everything, you know. And this is an attempt for Karen to say if she get an appeal and she win an appeal, which is she won't. But hypothetically, let's just say that she gets an appeal and she wins. She can say, "Oh, I wasn't charged with a second DUI." You know what I'm saying? Even though we know that you was driving drunk and you hit a tree and your car set on fire a little bit after. You know what I'm saying? Karen is worried about how it looks instead of actually what happened, and that's where she's falling flat. I think a lot of people would have more sympathy for her if she would just be real and I got a problem. But Karen is just worried about the way that it looks. Um, and something else that Karen did in her video, she said that she was the concubine of Thomas Jefferson. You know what I'm saying? And then some of the, I wish that we had closed captions for every video that she did. I didn't really see them, but she alluded to being a slave owner's daughter. And she said that she was Thomas Jefferson concubine. Now, I don't know. For some reason, I feel like Karen is trying to tell us that she's a descendant of Thomas Jefferson. Okay. Now, Thomas Jefferson, he was the president of the United States, and he ended up having kids with his wife's sister. And his wife's sister, they had the same dad, but the wife's sister was she was her sister's slave. So Martha was Thomas Jefferson's wife. She had a sister who was her slave, which was Sally Hemings. And Thomas Jefferson had 6 children with Sally Hemings. Sally Hemings wanted all her children. Well, a little bit backstory. Sally Hemings had ended up going to Paris, I believe, and out there in Paris, she was a free woman. Thomas Jefferson wanted her to come back to the United States. She didn't really want to come back to the United States with Thomas Jefferson because she would have to go back into slavery. And they were in a relationship. And he promised her that if they had kids, that they would be slaves, but he would free them once they turned 18 years old. And he did keep his promise. Sally Hemings was I don't want to say it in because I've since learned that it was a slur, but she was 1/4 black. So she was a quadroon. So she would more than likely have looked like Mariah Carey or something in that area. So her children, when they turned 18, most of them was able to pass because that will now make them 1/8 black. And some of them was able to pass. Some of them didn't try to pass. Some of them let it be known that they were, slaves and they were freed. And it was a big issue because it was, I saw it on Oprah. It was black people. They claiming they was descendants of Thomas Jefferson, and people thought that they were lying. The boy actually got in trouble at school because the teacher thought that he was being facetious, and so they ended up. Monticello was where Thomas Jefferson lived, and they ended up doing a DNA test, and it turns out that these people were actually descendants of Thomas Jefferson, and so some of them wanted to be buried at Monticello with the rest of the descendants of Thomas Jefferson's offsprings. I'm saying all of that to say. I know it was a long story. I didn't really mean to do all that. I'm saying that to say I didn't watch Karen's her show that she did, her special that she did, where she ended up buying the slave plantation that her family used to live on. But I don't remember. I think that if Karen was a descendant of Thomas Jefferson, that we would have known about it. And I don't really see it as is it a flex? To me, I don't think that that's a flex. I don't know. I just don't know if I think that's a flex, but I think that we would have known if Karen was a descendant of Thomas Jefferson. But maybe it not being seen as a flex it's possible. I mean, I guess anything is possible, but I don't know if this is true or not. I doubt that it's true. Karen gives me very delusional. You know what I'm saying? But if it's true, I can understand why she probably wanted to keep that hid, because there are descendants from Thomas Jefferson and Sally Hemings. Some of them show up as black in the world and some of them show up as white in the world, and that's another thing when we talk about reparations. I don't want to get on a history lesson, but when we talk about reparations and stuff like that for African American descendants of slavery, there are some white people. There are some people who show up as white in the world today who are actual descendants of slavery. They just show up as white in the world today. So you just got to be very careful. But I wish Karen the best. Do I think that she's going to do the whole 2 years? No, but do I think that she is going to do sometime? I do see her doing some type of jail time, although I don't think it'll be over 30 days. I think that, again, with the way that Karen behaved, with Karen trying to get everything thrown out with the court, and with her not really showing any accountability or remorse for the events that happened at night. I think that they are going to give Karen some jail time. And again, sometimes they make an example out of you. You know what I'm saying? Karen kind of behaved like she was above the law. Sometimes some people want to make an example out of you. Okay. Next, let's talk about my girl, Erika Jayne. Now, we know that Erika Jayne was on Broadway before the pandemic. Okay. Erika Jayne is back on Broadway. Let's see if I can pull it up. Erika Jayne is back on Broadway. So here we go. And shout out to Erika. Okay. It says Erika Jayne joins Chicago ex Roxie Hart starting January 20th for 3 weeks only. Come see the Pretty Mess and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star in her return to Broadway. Get tickets and links in our bio. Okay. So shout out to Erika Jayne. Now, Erika Jayne has really been out here working now that she, it doesn't seem like that she's doing as good as she thought. I think that some people probably still have a bad taste in her mouth about how she behaved when she was going through what she was going through. But shout out to Erika. This is a huge accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? It's another way for her to wash that money that I feel like that they hiding. But I am proud of Erika. You know what I'm saying? She seems to be winning. So she's back on Broadway. Congratulations to Erika Jayne. Okay. Now I really want to come down here and talk about Sweet Tea. Now, y'all, I don't like the way that Sweet Tea have been treated on this show. But I don't know if Sweet Tea is making the right moves or smart moves. Okay. Now, Sweet Tea got this after show over here with Jamie, and she just seems to be unhinged. I don't know what. I think that Sweet Tea is over here doing the after show because let me find a better picture of Sweet Tea because this picture that I got is too small. I don't know if she thinks that that's what she should be doing because Heavenly is over here doing the after show, and then she's doing the after show over there with Jamie. But I just feel like that Sweet Tea is not making it better for herself. Okay, because every time you look up, she got an attitude with somebody. She mad, she crying. It's always something going on with Sweet Tea, and her attitude just sucks. Okay, so on the last episode of the Real Housewives, of Married to Medicine, Sweet Tea actually had a conversation with Simone, and I thought that Simone was actually wrong in what she was telling Sweet Tea. So Simone was basically telling Sweet Tea to be vulnerable, when it comes to Heavenly, because if you go with Heavenly, Heavenly's going to go low with her, go lower. But I think that Simone was wrong for that because everybody that has paid attention to this show, that has watched the show, know that Heavenly started with Sweet Tea, and Heavenly usually starts with everybody. And that is not the advice that Simone would take when Heavenly was coming after her husband. Okay? But Sweet Tea is over here, and it seems like you got to watch what you're doing, Sweet Tea, because you over there with Jamie, and Jamie done went and got her ass whooped. Jamie done got ran down on over there in the alley by Portia, and from what we saw and what we could tell, it didn't even look like she was trying to even pinch Portia. Okay? But Sweet Tea is over here. I'm going to play a clip from Sweet Tea over on our show because it's on YouTube. But I'm going to try to play a clip of her response to Simone, and then we'll talk about it. Here we go.
Oh, you not my damn mama, Simone. I don't know who the hell you thought you was. You, Miles, and them two boys, mom.
But that's the thing, though. First of all, Sweet Tea, when we get to talking about the mama stuff, Sweet Tea, you are a grown woman. And for you, I believe they said this, but you're 35, 34, you in your 30s. And when you say you ain't my mama, that sounds childish when you start saying that. If you get into it with somebody and the first thing that you got to say is you're not my mama, it sounds very childish, very teen-like, or at least early 20s. Okay? Here we go.
You ain't my damn mama. And it's like, it's weird. I got a nasty attitude. No, you want to pay attention whenever you feel like it. You don't know enough for you to speak on the situation. So why are you talking about what I don't do and what I don't listen to? You don't know nothing. So who are you to talk to? Tell me who I need to listen to. And that, like, and basically she was trying to make it seem you need to be more vulnerable. Like, girl, are you stupid? Are you stupid? Be more vulnerable? I've already did that from the beginning. And so it's...
Well, she's actually not stupid. She actually is a doctor, sweetie. You know, listen, she's actually a doctor. But go ahead.
It's just like, at the end of the day, this is a TV show. I get it. But let's not be stupid and let's not say dumb shit. Let's not do that, because we still have girls, young girls, and I'm not saying teens. We got young adults. Watch this.
Girl.
Would you tell your daughter something like that? No. So again, you ain't my damn mama, and you need to shut the fuck up.
You sound so immature, sweetie. Now, I do believe that Simone was wrong in what she was telling you. However, sweetie, I will tell you this, mama, and I'm not even trying to be funny. And I'm a person who kind of go up for you. You need to pipe down. You do. Okay? I think that you're upset. I think that you thought that with you coming on this show, I don't know. I think that you thought that with you coming on this show that you were going to get some type of fame. But I feel like a lot of the people that watch the show, with Quad still being here, a lot of people don't like you. Okay? And I'm not saying that you should humble yourself to Heavenly or anything like that. But what I'm saying is the way that you behave on social media, you are coming out the Quad, you replying to Heavenly, what you should do. But from what we've seen on the show, Quad hasn't really done anything to you. And now the stuff that you're saying about Simone, it would be different if this is what you said to Simone's face. You didn't tell Simone that in her face when she was telling you this. You didn't have enough pussy to say it in her face when she was there. And Jamie gonna get your ass whooped. Well, you probably will take Simone, but I'm just saying, you know, is Jamie putting you up to this? I'm not understanding. You didn't have all this mouth and pushback to Simone when she told it to you on the show. So you going now, getting over here talking to Jamie, and y'all coming up and getting stuff to say, and the camera to pop off and go viral and stuff. It's crazy. Okay, so Simone actually saw what Sweet Tea posted, and Simone actually responded. Okay. Simone actually responded. Simone said, here we go. Simone said, if we can hang out together, dance together, and get on your live with Heavenly, then surely your young ass can accept an apology. Okay? And Mrs. Sweet Tea, bro, how do I have an attitude because I don't want to accept the weak apology that was backhanded? I'm not you and don't deal with the BS. I don't give a damn. Ish don't even concern you. The fuck? But that's what the thing though, Sweet Tea. She was trying to give you advice. The advice could be flawed. You know what I'm saying? Some people will give you advice in life and you can take what you, shout out to Erika Jayne. You take what you can and use what you can, and the rest of it, you throw it away. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't like the advice that she was giving you, you could have just thrown it away. You know what I'm saying? But stuff doesn't have to concern you for people to try to give you advice. And I think that she thought that she was doing something nice, but you didn't say none of this stuff that you're saying now in the moment. You do give very immature and very childish. And I think it seems to me that you're having a tantrum on this show. And if you're having a tantrum on the show because you're not coming off as the favorite, I don't even know why you're doing an after show. I don't know why Jamie got you over here doing an after show, because I don't think it's going to end well for you. Now, should you be bowing down to Heavenly? I'm not saying that you should be doing that, but your antics, it seems like they're setting you up to go after people, and I don't think that that's the move. But that's just me, you know? That's just me. But y'all, that's all I got right now. That's all I got right now. I'm about to go and make some more videos or whatever, and I need to go and make me something to eat. But thank y'all so much for clicking on the video, y'all. I appreciate the love and support, and I will see y'all later on. Adios.
Call Daddy, tell him 25 got it. Call Daddy, tell him 25 got it. Call Daddy, tell him 25 got it. Reprising.